Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Dr. Doug Lisle, one of our favorite, will be a secret, maybe the favorite. I don't know. And then, of course, I always just love to chat with him and interview him. So thank you for being here, and thank you, Dr. Lisle. How are you doing today?
All is well, Gustavo.
Yeah, everything's well in California. All right, very good. So uh, I want to let you all know, our viewers here, that Dr. Lisle didn't know the plan that I had for today until about 30 seconds ago. So we'll just have a little bit of fun for the next 10 minutes or so. If you saw the webinar that I did with Dr. McDougall about 2 weeks ago for my birthday, it was called 58 Questions with Dr. McDougall. And the 58 is because I turned 58. And so today, I wanted to do this with Dr. Lisle's permission. And so he just said yes. If he had said no, well, I had to go to plan B, but I wanted plan A if possible. So Dr. Lisle doesn't have any idea of what I'm going to ask him, and I'll just ask him questions, and we'll have fun. And then after that, we'll talk about a topic that I know many of you will appreciate. Many of you sometimes might be a little bit afraid or maybe uncomfortable to ask, and we'll talk about that topic. So are we ready, Dr. Lisle?
We're ready.
Okay, so you just answered short answers, and if there's a question that you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer. So
all right.
Here we go. 58 questions with Dr. Lisle. Where did you grow up, Dr. Lisle?
I grew up in Long Beach, California.
Long Beach. How did you end up being a psychologist?
I read a book by Nathaniel Branden called The Psychology of Self-Esteem, and that got me going down that direction.
Okay. Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have an older sister.
Okay. Is there a release date for your new book?
No.
Okay. Would there be another book after this one?
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay.
Probably not.
All right. The Earth of the future, let's say 20 years from now, looks like ... Well, what do you think Earth will look like?
Hopefully a little better and a little freer than it is now.
Okay. What's the wildest thing you have ever done in your life? If you can say it in public.
Gosh, the only thing that comes to mind is whitewater rafting.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that counts as wild for me. What 3 foods could you eat for the rest of your life if those 3 foods were the only thing you could eat for the rest of your life?
The steamed vegetable plate at East West Cafe, and watermelon, and carrot cake.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What is the nicest thing Dr. Goldhammer has ever done for you?
Fix an injury.
Fix an injury. Okay. All right. Would you like to, who would you like to ask 58 questions to? It could be dead or alive. It could be someone from the past.
Charles Darwin.
Okay. Fair. If you could relive a moment of your life, which one would it be? Or would there be one?
The first 3 minutes of a date with a girl named Melissa.
Okay, good. If you could live anywhere in the world and money was not an issue, where would you live?
Hmm. That is a real tough one. Uh, maybe, maybe Encinitas, California.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's a hard one. I don't I have several places. Do you speak another language?
No,
No. What would you like? What language would you like to speak fluently?
Spanish.
Spanish. Okay, so we could have a cup of tea together and practice. All right. What is your favorite book or books?
Um, with most important book of my life was The Selfish Gene by Richard Dawkins.
Okay.
Mhm.
How about a favorite movie of yours?
Whoa. Um, uh, maybe Titanic.
Maybe Titanic. Okay. Do you have a favorite color?
Ah, no, blue or green.
Blue or green. Okay. If you had to live in an island for the rest of your life and there's nothing, what three things would you take with you?
Um, let's see. Well, obviously an enormous bottle of suntan oil.
Okay.
Some some seeds, some kind of I don't know, mung bean seeds, and oh boy, I don't know, sunglasses.
Okay. All right. If you were not a psychologist, what would you have pursued in your life?
Hmm. Um, maybe 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 economics.
Economics.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the hardest thing you have had to do as a friend to somebody?
To tell them that a relationship wasn't going to work.
Okay. And something difficult you had to do as a psychologist, as a professional?
Um, that the toughest thing is to tell them that there's nothing that I can help them with.
Okay. What's the best thing about working with Dr. Goldhammer?
um, it's a sense that he will have the answer to anything that's difficult.
Okay.
Mhm.
And what is the hardest thing about working with Dr. Goldhammer?
I would say pushing up against his perfectionism.
Mm-hmm. All right. Are you a morning person or a night person?
Night person.
Night person. Do you have a pet?
Yes, I have two.
You have two. Okay. And what are they?
There are two cats.
Two cats. Okay. What's the best thing about working with Dr. McDougall?
There's an excitement in the McDougall program that True North kind of doesn't have because True North's always open, but the McDougall program is it's a short window of time for people, and it's sort of an event.
Right, right.
Mhm.
And as before, when I asked you, what is the hardest thing, if there is one, about working with Dr. McDougall?
Um, very rarely disagree, and it's uncomfortable to disagree with Dr. McDougall.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Who is someone you admire from the past or from the present?
I admire a professor that I had at UC San Diego by the name of Dr. Ben Williams, who was an outstanding lecturer and super knowledgeable about all history and psychology. And then I found out later he got a brain tumor, And then he intensively used his understanding of science to bet on his own concocted strategy for fixing the brain tumor, and he succeeded. And then he wrote a book late in life about how he did it, and that is an amazing personal story.
Oh, wow. Yes, I agree. What country would you like to visit that you have not visited?
Oh, Argentina.
Argentina. Okay,
Yeah.
well, you've got a place then.
Yeah.
What's your favorite meal?
The steamed vegetables and rice at East West Cafe.
Okay, if your whole life up to now was the title of a movie, what would it be?
Journey to the Center of the Truth.
Okay. Do you prefer sweet or savory?
Probably sweet.
Probably sweet. What favorite thing or things do you do to decompress and relax?
I play basketball.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite sport or a physical activity? Okay.
Sure, basketball, definitely.
All right, basketball. Very good. Do you prefer drama or comedy for movies?
Probably drama.
Okay, probably drama. Do you have a favorite song or a favorite piece of music?
No, I have 1,000 of them.
You have 1,000. Okay.
Yeah. I just have a new one that I'd only heard pieces of it, and then I recently heard a piece, and then I had to go back and listen to it. It's a beautiful piece called "Small Town" by John Mellencamp.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to look for it.
Yeah.
What would be one of your weirdest talents or skills that perhaps nobody knows about?
How to smoke the truth out of a criminal.
Oh, okay. You work in prison, right?
Yeah, I worked for 15 years in forensic psychology, so I know how to do that, and it's very tricky.
Very tricky.
Yeah.
What do you think your best personality trait is?
I would say my empathy.
Your empathy. What is let's see, your one piece of advice for another young doctor that is starting a career?
It would have to be a doctor in my field.
Yeah.
Read my book. It's kind of come.
Yeah. Okay. If you could have tea with a historical figure, who would it be?
Aristotle.
Aristotle. Okay. What advice would you give yourself at age 25?
Get out of bad relationships quicker.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. What is the best piece of advice that you ever received from somebody else?
It was Alan telling me at the moment of a big decision. He said, "This is the biggest mistake you'll ever have a chance to make."
Oh.
And he was right, and it helped me do the right thing.
Okay. All right. One thing you cannot live without, what would it be?
The feeling of being a free person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. What is your mission? What would you say your mission in life is, or a cause dear to your heart?
To use the best of my abilities to reduce unnecessary human suffering.
Favorite favorite memory from childhood?
Um, uh, Breaking a coach's rule in the 10th grade when we were way up in a championship game. I threw an around the back pass where my old coach was there with my parents watching me. And I did it perfectly, and the guy missed the shot. And the rule was, if you ever do anything like that and it doesn't work out, you know, it's going to be costly to you. So, but I didn't care. We were up by 30 points, and I won the MVP of that tournament.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you have a favorite holiday to celebrate?
Oh, I'd see my favorite holiday would be Christmas.
Christmas? Okay. What was your first job? I mean, doesn't have to be in your area. First job ever.
My first job ever was as a busboy at the Hyatt House in Long Beach, and Alan Goldhammer got me that job. I had to lie about my age to get it.
You had to lie about your age to get it. Okay. All right. What is your favorite thing to wear? It could be in general, you know, like
yeah,
shorts.
I would say just probably my favorite thing would be shorts and sandals and Hawaiian type shirt and be out in the sun near the water somewhere.
All right, all right. Well, we only have eight questions to go. You did amazing. If you could live in any era, which era would it be? Time in history.
It would be the one that I lived in.
Yeah,
it's been an incredible time.
Mm-hmm. How do you describe yourself in 3 words?
I would say honest, decent, and fair.
Okay. What talent do you wish that you had, but you don't?
I wish I could dunk a basketball.
Okay. Okay. If you could have one superpower, you know, like the superpower, you know, movies, what would that superpower be?
The ability to stop evil people from taking other people's freedom.
Okay. What would an ideal life partner be like? Ideal.
No. She'd be open and adventurous and health oriented and pretty, and she would enjoy listening to me think and analyze about things.
Okay. All right. If you could choose how long you could live, what age would that be?
Yeah, I think if I could live 150, then I think I would have finally done enough.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good. That's not an answer that I get often, but that's my answer too. Yeah.
Yeah. We learned so much, Gustavo. Right about, you know, by the time you hit 50 or so, you're like, okay, I think I'm pretty much
can start looking now.
Now I want to just use it for 100 years.
Yeah, exactly. What is your biggest fear, if you have one?
My biggest fear is that that people, the natural drive for power and control that is typical of our species, which has been valiantly carved out and fought against in Western democracies, that we may have had a sort of idyllic period for the last 100 years where that has advanced and become what we thought was our birthright norm, and it may not succeed, and that is my biggest fear, would be for the world to live under oppressive regimes like those that dominate large portions of the earth now.
Right. Okay. Well, last two questions. How would you like to be remembered after you're gone from this life?
I think I'd like to be remembered as someone who did my very best to explain and formulate useful truth, or distill useful truth, and was courageous enough to do it even when it was uncomfortable.
Right. And last question, what is one thing you want to say to your followers, to your fans, to the people that are going to watch this video?
Oh, that just I'm so happy to share anything that I know that might be helpful, and it's I feel privileged to have that opportunity always.
All right. Well, thank you for playing this game. I hope it wasn't too painful. It's always
Not at all.
It was fun. Okay.